So for those of you that don't know, the Nabu is a retro computer from the 1980s, early 80s, that was put out by a Canadian company and actually was tied to the cable networks. So to load software, you would actually download applications being streamed through the cable network. The Nabu doesn't actually have any local storage on the machine outside of just the RAM for immediately running programs. So you need to have a external source for the software. A number of these recently became available on eBay, and there's a number of other YouTube videos out there of unboxings, but this channel for me has been sort of just a reason to sort of document some of the things I'm playing with and working on, so I thought I would make an unboxing video of my own. So on the outside of the box, we've got the Nabu company logo. Looks like it was manufactured in Ottawa, Canada, and I believe in 1982. The box is labeled on the side at 20 pounds. It's got the serial number, but it's not very readable, so I'll have to match it up with the machine when I go ahead and open it up. So let's go ahead and open this guy up and take a look. So it's not very often that new old stock computers from the 1980s come along, especially a unique machine like this one where it wasn't very widely used for all these years. You know, occasionally other machines like the Commodore or whatnot, you could, you know, come across a new inbox machine, but there's plenty of other machines available. So we'll see if I can get a good camera shot here. So inside we've got the some accessories here. So we've got cabling. Looks like the TV coaxial cable. And then there is a fairly long cable. I believe this is the keyboard connector. Looks similar to the let's see, that would be a six-pin DIN, probably the same connector that's used on Commodore 64 for the video, but this is the keyboard cable going from the back of the Nabu to the back of the keyboard. And then let's go ahead and get the keyboard out. That was actually one of the reasons I wanted to get this machine, is the very nicely made keyboard. So we've got mechanical switches, a really nice sturdy feel to the keyboard here. Some specialized keys for obviously that kind of using it on the TV, switching between the TV and Nabu. On the back we've got the keyboard, 2 joystick ports, so you can actually use it from sitting on the couch with joysticks attached. Let's see on the back. We've got a serial number 7834, which looks like what was on the side of the box. So the same serial number there. We have a user manual. Full color looks like here. Some nice photos. And going through everything about the machine. And then we have the Nabu itself. Let's see if we can get this out of here. There we have the Nabu itself. Got a power toggle switch, a momentary reset button, some lights here to indicate status on the machine. A really nice, looks like the front is probably plastic, but the sides are metal. Kind of this cool industrial look with the screws there. On the sides, we've got some vents. On the back, we've got the adapter, which goes to the actual cable box adapter, which would be getting the signal from your cable provider, and then that would be outputting the actual program data to the Nabu itself. There's a printer connection. Here's where we hook up the keyboard. We've got audio and video out, and channel select if you're using the cable RF out there. And then just hardwired power, some degraded rubber band. It looks like it's adhered and crumbling on the cable. I'll have to clean that off a bit, but I guess that's what you expect after 30 years in storage. So that's pretty much what's in the box. Let's go ahead and get it hooked up and see how it works. So I've got everything hooked up. I've got the power for the machine plugged in. I've got the keyboard cable connected from the keyboard to the back of the Nabu. I've got a composite video output going from the machine into my Dell monitor here. And I'm not hooking up audio for now. I'm just going to do a quick power on test. From what I've seen on videos online, the machines seem to be pretty reliable. Not a lot of issues with blown capacitors or anything in the power supplies. There were a few that had some fan issues with the fan blades, metal fan blades rubbing on the shroud of the fan, which were pretty easy to clear up. So if I do have that issue, I'm not too worried about it. But let's go ahead and power it up and give it a test. And there we go. So it's going through its boot sequence, and then it should give us a network adapter failure message, because it is checking for that adapter connection for a program to run, which I don't have hooked up right now. I just wanted to power it on and make sure the machine was working. And there we go. We have the adapter failure message, which was expected, and we can see the red alert light lit up on the front of the machine. And just to test, let's do a reset. And there we go again, adapter failure, so as expected. So I'll go ahead and get the software set up. I'll put links to everything that I'm doing in the description of the video, and we'll see if we can get some software running. There are a couple different ways to launch your own software or serve it from a local machine or across the network. I have a friend, Geek with Social Skills, I'll link to his channel, who is working on his own server setup. And he's going to have it hosted at nabunetwork.com, where both will have information and the software, as well as being able to serve the cycles from your local machine. So I'm testing here using his software, but there is also nabu.ca. DJ Schurz has a YouTube channel. He's done a lot of the initial work, so I wanted to thank him for his work on some of the initial research on getting the machine going. But for my testing today, I'm going to be using the software from my friend, just to do some testing for him and see how it works. Just to kind of show you how it works. This isn't actually the machine that I'm hooking up to the Nabu with. It's a separate machine, so I can't fully show the entire process here, but it was easier for me to capture on this machine. So you can select either the original cycle. So the cycles are the actual contents that would have originally been served across the cable network. So sort of the contents with all the separate applications. So there's the original cycle V1, and then V2 is kind of an updated version that's been done recently that has some fixes and additions. So you can select which one of those you want to serve, and then you can select if you had the USB adapter plugged in, the COM port is selectable here. On my machine that I'm actually testing with, that was COM 3, and then you can start up the server, and then once the Nabu boots up, you see the actual connection being made. Obviously here I don't have the adapter hooked up, but I just kind of wanted to show the software and some of the basics. Also, he's got the ability to select individual applications, so you could boot the machine straight up and go right into Pac-Man, or show some of these images straight into Basic, etc. So that's pretty cool. He's also got a custom selection here, so you can link directly to either his upcoming Nabu network or the nabu.ca if you wanted to do that. And then finally, you've got the option to serve up local files from your machine. So I've got just a standard Commodore 64 joystick plugged into the back of the keyboard here. It's just compatible with that same connection. So you can use any compatible joystick. There are specific Nabu joysticks, and even a 3D printed version of the original Nabu joystick that someone's created. I'll put a link to that video in the description. So as I mentioned, I'm using the version of the server software from Geek with Social Skills. You can see he's got the correct time and date being populated. And so we've got our software here. So this is how the menu would have appeared back in the day, being sent down from the cable network. Let's go ahead and just launch a couple things here. And it actually displays those advertisements. So again, back in the day, those would have been displaying the upcoming software and things like that. We can go ahead and launch into a game. Nope. In addition to the games, of course, we've got some of the classics like being able to program in BASIC on the machine. I'll just do a quick, the classic print program. And there you go. One thing that threw me a little bit, I would have thought that the break command here, which would be symbol escape, would break, but it is actually Control C to stop the running program. But pretty cool that we've got Basic there as well. There's quite a few things in the different menus to explore, but I thought I'd just show one more fun item that I found kind of exploring around. Under Family Fun and then Mysteries, there were actually some like old style text adventures, almost like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego type games. So kind of that classic looking for keywords and typing them in, talking to different NPC characters you come across, and traveling around. So I thought that was a pretty cool inclusion there as well. I could see how back in the day, especially if they were adding in some different text adventures over time, would be a cool thing to have those kind of cycle through and be able to experience different versions of those. So that was my look at the Nabu personal computer. I hope you enjoyed seeing the unboxing and kind of experiencing that as I got to check the machine out. I think it's very cool that there are a number of different projects out there building up software, really pushing what the machine can do and opening up new experiences that we can all take a look at. Excited to see what comes next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.